Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to ask the question, is history going to repeat? And what would that mean for Bitcoin and the overall market? But before we look at that and a whole bunch of other stuff, you know what I'm going to say next. Smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does, of course, help support the channel, as does your amazing comments that you leave. Thank you so much for those that take the time to do that. You take the time to write it. I take the time to read it and respond. Those of you who ask questions in the comments section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. However, if you'd like more immediate engagement and interaction with me, you can find me in the Tribal Trades Discord, one Discord to rule them all, and the signups for those close today. Okay, so if you want to be part of that, we are almost full and we're about to close the doors for that Discord. It is a limited, exclusive, and smaller by design trading experience. We start live trading training sessions next week. I'm so excited after the week of Super Bowl Sunday. So a couple of things. If you want to sign up, you can still do so, okay? But you have to do it today. And you have to send me that email today. It is in the description of this video, okay? You can click the more button. It'll pop down and there is an email address in the description of this video that you can send me an email saying that you want to sign up for the Discord. I will send you the details and then you'll be able to jump on from there, okay? Now, those of you who've already sent me an email, I have replied to all of you now. And so if you do not have a reply from me, it's probably in your spam or junk folder. I will look at giving you a little bit of extra time, probably for those who are already emailed through to Sunday or Monday next week. I'm going to allow a little bit of time just for people to get onboarded. I know some people had some technical difficulties and so on. So I'm going to have a little bit of grace there for some people. And of course, if you're watching this video and you missed the deadline, which is today, you can still email and get on the wait list, okay? Because there are some spots that I'm holding. If those people don't jump in on those spots, or if those people don't reply to those emails, there will be some spots. So I expect we're still going to be onboarding some people next week. Those who may not take up spots and those who are on the wait list will be moved into the Discord there, okay? So, and of course, I'm in the Stocks with Josh Discord. As always, you can still find the links there in the description of this video. I have my own Crown Traders channel in there where I share education, insights, and of course some resources, some of my trade setups, and of course entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And so you can find me in there as well. And I am in there as normal, as always, engaging and interacting with the Stocks with Josh community as well. So that is a lot of fun. So there you are in the Discord below. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments below and I'll get back to you there. And like I said, there are a lot of emails that I have sent out. So check your inbox, check your spams, check your junk, just in case it's gone to there. My reply has gone to there. And if you haven't got a reply from me and you've sent me an email, send me another email. I will give a little bit of window of grace to help you get onboarded, okay? So you're not going to get left behind if you've already sent me an email. All right, so what do we got here for Bitcoin? Number one is we have funding rate, Rick Capital says the recent market-wide crash belongs to one of the top 5 biggest liquidation events in Bitcoin's history, and you survived it and lived through it and you want to give up now? What? Each of these liquidation events preceded a trend reversal to the upside over time. Could history repeat itself yet again? Okay, can it repeat itself yet again? And I did say to people, I felt the bottom was in, or it was close. I did say the 100-day moving average, simple moving average, was something that could still get tagged, or we might fill about half of that wick, and we did fill some of that wick as I predicted. Here it says funding rates are now lower than when Bitcoin crashed to 49,000 August of 2024. Okay, so when funding rates go negative, that's usually a good time to buy. That's a buy signal for me, and that's why I bought up a bunch of Ondo. I bought some Sui and some more Tau, some more Bitcoin. That was a time for me to buy. That's a buy signal. And if you've seen any of my educational videos, that is a buy signal. Okay, and then you have some quite bullish news. The SEC has filed an amendment that people will be paid when they cash out of their ETF. They won't get it in dollars, they'll get it in Bitcoin. That's bullish. That means when they cash out, they're actually buying Bitcoin when they cash out, or they can choose to do that. And of course, that is quite bullish as well. So that's going forward. If that gets pushed through, that would be extremely, extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And then we have, of course, the Trump 5 Bitcoin Plus ETF. So there are more ETFs coming. I think that's probably just more positive news coming out. I'm not sure if that will increase the number of ETF buys. It just means another place for people to buy the ETFs. But I could see the SEC passing through on some of those things there with that. So that's very interesting. And then one more thing I wanted to look at here is this one. This is the Bitcoin liquidation events always mark a bottom. During the latest crash, 8 billion has been liquidated, likely a bottom again. Whenever this has happened, it's always turned out to be an amazing buying opportunity. I mean, Sui went down to about $2.50. Can you believe it? It's already back to $3.22. If you had those cheeky bids, and on the Stocks with Josh show on Sunday, we went out and we gave all these low levels for all these coins, and we gave it to you about an hour before the crash. And then secondly, I told about some lower levels, and I said to Josh, I always have some cheeky bids in there, some cheeky bids just in case they get hit, just in case it goes down. You get those big wicks down and you get those cheeky bids. And those of you who put those cheeky bids in, they get filled, and you would have made an immediate amount of money to the upside. In fact, any of you had cheeky bids down low for any of those coins. And this is what I keep talking about constantly. And I have a couple of videos out, my take profit video, but also my setting stop losses video as well. Those are two very important videos. They clearly outline my strategies. They're two of the things that people struggle the most with. Number one is taking profits at the right time in the right way, and understanding and seeing and how to identify local tops. And then also for setting stop losses, not to get stopped out when you shouldn't, to make sure that you know when to get stopped out, and then when to re-enter and get back in the trade if you get stopped out. Just because you get stopped out doesn't necessarily mean the trade is over, okay? And I have a stop loss strategy video that I did yesterday. Please watch that. That is very, very important to make sure that you are able to not miss out on all those gains and not get stopped out and miss out on big moves to the upside and get stop loss hunted, but also making sure that profits are locked in and the different trading strategies. But as you can see here, these have always created incredible opportunities. I remember being in the Discord in August and just sharing all the different buyer levels. I was in the Discords, again, in my own Tribal Trades Discord, and also in the Stocks with Josh Discord, sharing all the different levels for entries and for going up. And some people got stopped out of trades and missing moves to the upside. I'm very surprised. This is why I did my stop loss video and I put it out yesterday. Please watch that. Okay, so we can see there. So let's go and look at some prices here for Bitcoin there. We've got Bitcoin on the daily chart. And so what we saw is down here. This is what I had said. If there was any violent move to the downside, I talked about this double Fibonacci at 92,800. And of course, the bottom of the range, which is at 90. Now we tagged the bottom of the range in January 13. I did say I felt it was unlikely for us to go below that in February, and we have not. And I think this January low should stay intact. I would be very surprised if Bitcoin came and took out this January low, and the January low is sitting at about 89,200. What I did say was, even when Bitcoin was going up, that I felt that this was a bit of a dead cat bounce, and that we would come down and fill half of this wick or partially fill some of this wick. Just like I said in January, I felt when we saw this wick here that I felt we would fill some of it or all of it, and look what happened. Exactly what I said came to pass, okay? Because these wicks generally get filled. And I think the same with this wick up here to the upside. We're going to see this partially or completely filled, at some point. It may come up and partially fill it and then fill the whole wick at some point. I am still expecting a new all-time high for Bitcoin in February. Okay, in January, I said we would see a new all-time high for Bitcoin by the end of February, and it happened. It hit 109K, and then I came out and said again, I still think we're going to see another new all-time high for Bitcoin before the month end of February there. The 100-day moving average is now creeping up and is sitting right at around that $95,000 level. I would not be surprised if we still came down and tagged this again. We may not. This may be enough. People may have put their orders there and they say, these orders aren't getting filled. We're getting in and we're making sure we ride these up, and these people have got buy orders down there, get left behind. In reality, you should have had buy orders here. You should have had your cheeky bids in around this 92,700 area or down here, which would have been missed, by the way, but maybe sometimes I put my bids a little bit above these areas just for this reason. Sometimes they get tagged and sometimes they just get missed. They come down and they come very, very close. So let's look at the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And if you don't know what this is, if you're new to the channel, please go and see my cheat sheet on the education tab. It is the Bitcoin cheat code, the yellow brick road. These are people that have gone too long and too short, borrowing too much money, and are going to lose everything and get liquidated. Basically, it's a gambling and bettors market. And as you can see here, there's to the downside, that 95,000 level, just like I said, with the 100-day moving averages. And lo and behold, we're up there around 98,000. What did I say yesterday? I said I thought Bitcoin would come down and tag 96 and wipe out all of the long liquidations to the downside, and that's exactly what it did. And then I said I felt it was going to go up to 99 and 100,000 and wipe out the liquidations to the upside. That's exactly what it did. And now we've got a similar scenario where it's just kind of moving. You can see a whole lot between 98 and 99 and 100, and to the downside about 95. So we are trading in the top of that range. So we've got a range in Bitcoin between 90,000 and 100, and we're currently trading between the 95 to 100,000 range. I feel if we lose the 95,000 level Fibonacci, break below it, retest the support, then we could go down to the bottom part of that range, that 92.90 area. But as you can see here, there's 100,000 to the upside. The most liquidity now is to the upside. You can see that clearly now. Again, even on the 3-day, up to 100,000. On the weekly, what have we got there? Probably the same thing, up to 100, lots of liquidity, and then up to 100 too. And as we zoom out, you're going to see it really building up. Look at all this liquidity to the upside. Then on the monthly, we've got more liquidity to the upside. My word, there is a ton of liquidity there at 109. I'm telling you, there's greed out there, and I feel these market makers are going to come and get that liquidity, okay? I'd be very surprised if they left that behind and took it to the downside, unless they want more shorts to open. They could move this down to the upside first, liquidate a few more longs, then a lot more shorts will come into the market. So when they do move it up to the upside, it could be more powerful. So I'm not saying that we're at the end yet. So what I'm seeing here, so what I say, there's the $95,000 level. That's halfway in between. There's your top of the range up here for 100K. We did create a new range in here. We're back trading the old range. This can happen sometimes. We've got the bottom of the range here. The middle is sitting right where the 100-day simple moving averages. I wouldn't be surprised if we came down, liquidated all those longs down there at 95, allowed a ton more shorts to open up, which would mean when it moves up to the upside, there's a more violent. Sometimes the market makers are waiting for more contracts to come in, and when they feel there's enough contracts to come in, or they feel it kind of ebbing off, they say, okay, now it's time to make the move. And a lot of the times they want to keep it down here, keep fear in the market. We come to see, I would expect it to rebound off the 100-day simple moving average. Look, there is still a chance that we come down and tag the 200 EMA on the daily at 83. I know some of you, when I said that from the other video, were like freaking out. And that's fine. By the time it came down and get it, this will be a lot higher, by the way. It could be all the way up here. Remember, it's a moving average. It moves, okay? I'm not saying it's going to come to 83. I don't think it's going to come down and hit 83. I'm just saying the 200 EMA, which is at the moment at that price. And so we could still come down and have one final flush out around this area. And I expect the 200 EMA to be a lot higher. It could be up around this $89,000 area with one final flush out. I think the most likely scenario is we sit around this 96, 95 area, maybe a wick down to 92 or 90 at some point, but then we are going to have that move to the upside. And of course, we could just sit around this area with alts kind of bleeding out, a dumpy kind of sideways market, lots of shorts loading in, and then boom, we move to the upside there. But I do feel there is a bullish move coming for February, okay? Well, I'm going to sign off there. And as always, until the next episode, which is my altcoin show, or until I see you in the Discord, happy trading.